We all want to optimize our health, right? I mean, we all want to understand how our bodies actually heal on a deeper level. Well, today in this explainer, we're cutting straight through all the noise to unpack the future of cellular healing. We're going to completely demystify regenerative medicine, strip away all those confusing buzzwords, and look directly at what the science and the source material are actually telling us about longevity, recovery, and proactive health. So get ready, because the way you think about healing is absolutely about to shift.
Okay, let's dive into this. Did you know two people can receive the exact same regenerative product and have completely different outcomes? I know, it sounds totally counterintuitive, right? I mean, if the science works, shouldn't it work exactly the same way for everyone? Well, the data tells us a much different story. The reason for these vastly different outcomes actually comes down to one key missing factor that honestly gets overlooked way too often in modern healthcare, and that factor is personalization. Because without a highly personalized approach, even the most advanced biological tools in the world can just completely miss the mark.
To really understand why personalization matters so much, we have to look at the massive paradigm shift happening in medicine right now. Think about traditional medicine. It's almost entirely reactive, you know? It's all about suppressing symptoms or basically just waiting until something completely breaks down before stepping in to fix it. It's like waiting for your car's engine to catch fire before changing the oil. But the new paradigm of cellular healing, that is a total 180-degree turn. Instead of waiting for that massive breakdown, cellular healing focuses on proactively supporting the cellular environment. It's all about making a smart, proactive investment in your body's biological foundation long before the symptoms actually overwhelm the system. Which brings us to Section 1, the one-size-fits-all myth. Because, spoiler alert, a standard injection for every problem is completely a myth. Here's the deal. True regenerative medicine requires that literally every single variable, we're talking the dosage, the exact delivery method, the recovery plan, they absolutely must match your highly specific health history. And just as importantly, it has to match your goals. Regenerative therapy isn't just some standalone magic miracle shot. It works best when it's integrated into a broader, customized plan built specifically around your unique body. Honestly, giving everyone the exact same treatment is basically like trying to use the exact same key for a million totally different locks. It just doesn't work. Because of that, true regenerative care always starts by asking one fundamental question before any treatment even begins. And that is, what is your goal and how can we support it biologically, safely, and strategically? Notice that the focus here isn't just on the problem or the symptom, it's heavily focused on the goal. Like, do you want to run a marathon without your knees screaming at you? Or do you want to recover your cognitive focus after a nasty head injury? The answer to that specific question is what completely dictates the entire biological strategy. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 2, which is all about personalizing your care and seeing what customized protocols actually look like in practice. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down the vast differences in targeted protocols. For instance, if your goal is resolving joint pain, a targeted protocol might involve intra-articular EXM, which is just short for extracellular matrix, paired directly with physical therapy. But say you're dealing with post-concussion symptoms, well, the approach completely changes. You'd likely need a neural-focused exo or exosome protocol combined with cognitive support and oxygen therapy. And what if we're talking skin or hair rejuvenation? Then you're looking at targeted exosomes combined with microneedling, red light therapy, or topicals. You see what I mean? The exact same products simply aren't used across the board. Different ailments absolutely require highly specific, strategically combined therapies to actually pull off those results.
All right, moving on to Section 3, tools for cellular healing. It's time to pivot from the protocols to the actual mechanics and move beyond the hype. So you hear a ton of buzzwords thrown around out there lately, right? Terms like stem cells, exosomes, regenerative medicine. And look, it's incredibly easy to get swept up in the hype. So the crucial point is that we are not talking about magic or miracles here. Let's look at the actual mechanics. Regenerative medicine is a fundamental shift in healing that moves away from symptom suppression and deliberately utilizes biological tools to support the cellular environment. We are literally talking about leveraging real, hard science to give yourselves the exact environment they need to function optimally.
And this brilliantly illustrates the specific mechanisms these cellular tools actually use. We're talking about specific biologic products that help balance inflammation in your body. We are talking about signaling molecules. Think of these as like tiny little cellular text messages that facilitate vital communication between your cells, basically telling them when and exactly how to heal. And finally, these tools offer non-surgical options for folks who want to invest in their health proactively, way before going under the knife becomes their only option. These are the actual mechanical levers being pulled at the cellular level. And because these tools address the human body at such a foundational level, their application is just incredibly broad. This science is literally transforming multiple medical fields all at once, from orthopedics and neurology to dermatology, overall wellness, and even peak athletic performance optimization. As the research continues to grow, the potential of these clinically guided, customized therapies is expanding right alongside it. It is, no exaggeration, entirely changing the landscape of modern medicine. Which brings us to our final section: the future of wellness. Let's look at the macro view and how this is a proactive investment in your long-term longevity. So if you're sitting there curious about how to navigate this massive macro shift in wellness yourself, here are your practical next steps. First up, start by asking the right questions about your specific goals. Second, strictly seek out treatments that are guided by rigorous science. Do your homework. Third, demand absolute transparency from your providers about exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. And finally, insist on personalized care. Seriously, run far, far away from any clinic offering you a quick, one-size-fits-all solution. Your longevity requires a completely customized map. I absolutely love this quote from the source material because it perfectly encapsulates the entire philosophy of this medical shift. It says, "Your body already knows how to heal. We're just here to support the process." I mean, how powerful is that? The human body has this incredible innate intelligence. Regenerative therapy isn't reinventing the wheel, it simply provides the biological tools, the specific signaling, and the right environment to just let that natural intelligence do its absolute best work. Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen the stark difference between just suppressing symptoms and actually supporting the cellular environment. We've seen that true regenerative care must be entirely personalized to your unique goals. The science is absolutely here, and the tools are readily available. So I leave you with this question to chew on. How will you proactively invest in your own biological longevity today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer on the future of cellular healing. Keep learning, keep asking those great questions, and I'll catch you next time.